Good morning once again. What a blessing to be able to address you on this particular morning. One of the things behind these videos, these daily inspiration videos, is that, we believe that when we discover the truth and the promises that God has set in His Word, that's where we find peace, that's where we find joy, that's where we're able to know His heart, know His plans for our lives. In times of such uncertainty, in times of such fear and such, just wondering of what will happen, how is life going to change, what are things going to be like moving forth, and because of what we're living in right now. It's there in the Word of God that we find living hope and a peace that surpasses all understanding, to know that no matter what things could come our way, it's going to be okay because of whom we've trusted and entrusted our life to. And, I want to encourage us today, and I want to inspire you through the writings in the book of Hebrew, in chapter 10, and particularly the last 4 or 5 verses there. And it says the following. It says, "Therefore, do not throw away your confidence, which will be greatly rewarded." I know that there's a lot of things coming your way. I know there's a lot of things coming against you. But Paul says there, don't throw away your confidence. That trust that you've been placing in the Lord, that prayer, that seeking Him and believing Him at His Word, don't throw that away. You will receive your reward for remaining and persevering to the very end. He continues in verse 36, "For you need patience, so that after you have done the will of God, you will receive the promise." There we see 2 amazing things. We can't throw away our confidence. Don't give up. Don't throw your confidence into something else. Don't take it away from God. And then when the verse we just read, he says, you need patience, so that after you've done the will of God, you will receive the promise that He has to give you. Verse 37, "For in yet a little while, and He who is to come will come and will not wait." Just a little while more. Could you press on for a moment more? Could you press on for the last minute, for the last mile? Could you press on for just a moment, just an extra effort, one more effort? And you kind of see it that way. And he says, the one who is to come will come. And then verse 38, "Now the just shall live by faith. But if anyone draws back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of those who draw back to destruction, but of those who have faith to the saving of the soul." The righteous, the just shall live by faith. Even though our eyes may see one thing, even though our ears may hear another thing, even though our hearts, our minds may try to race down a different path than what God is setting out before us. But the truth is, the righteous shall live by faith. Now, I'm not talking that this is some kind of faith where you're ignoring the problem or you're ignoring the difficulties. No, this is a faith that is a faith based on God, saying, God, I have a lot of weakness. When times are difficult, when trials come, they show our character, and they show a lot of the flaws sometimes that are there. They show sometimes the weakness that's there. They show the fact that there are certain things that need to change in our life. And that's what faith encompasses. It's not denying the things that are wrong. It's not denying the problem. It's not denying the situation before you. Faith is not just blindly saying, well, everything's going to be okay. No, faith, or an active, a living faith, has a lot to do with working. Notice at the beginning, as we were reading, it said, be patient. Don't throw away your confidence. Keep trusting. Keep believing. Keep working. And what God is leading you, once you've done the will of God, and the will of God is when God shows you that, hey, there's things that you need to change in your life, we need to come to Him and say, God, I need your help to change me. I need you to change this temper. I need you to change these attitudes. I need you to change these thoughts. The Bible even goes on and He says, we have the mind of Christ. When you've received Jesus, you don't just receive some experience. You don't just receive some, kind of religious membership card. What you receive is you receive the Spirit of the living God that literally takes you from the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of light, from death to life. You've been born again. That's where born again comes from. You come into a new life with Jesus. Maybe things may seem the same, but things are not the same, because the one who is with you will see you through until you achieve the purpose and victory. And so I want to encourage you and inspire you this morning to believe. Paul is saying, we are not of those who retreat and draw back to destruction. We are the type that we press on. And I believe there where you are, you may have had this video shared to you by a friend, by a coworker, by someone who cares about you, or you may have received this video directly, as we send it out. Whatever the case is, I just want to tell you that you are not the type that retreat. There may be a huge problem in front of you. There may be such difficulty. Maybe you've experienced loss. Maybe you're having all kinds of different problems. Maybe you're having health issues, you know. Maybe you're having emotional problems because of the situation we're in right now. But I just want to encourage you, you are not the type that retreat, but that press on until we receive the promise, until we achieve the goal, which is the salvation of our soul. So this is not something that's going to end in the short term, in terms of our believing, in terms of our trusting, in terms of our patience, in terms of our, obeying to the will of God. This is something that we do because it's a part of our lifestyle. And that's what I want to get to. It's not about trying to meet a certain requirement or receive or follow a certain set of rules. It's about being able to make this your lifestyle. And there's no better way to do that than when you study the Word and build a direct and purposeful and intentional relationship with God. So be inspired. You're not going to retreat. You're going to see the victory. God bless you, church.